So yeah, this is the vent, James. Basically, we just lowered it for the countertop height.
What do you look for in hiring a plumber?
Another great question. I pride myself on very open, clear communication, estimating, helping design standpoint from our knowledge in the plumbing trade and code. But what a lot of people will do is they'll get the call. It's old school. They say, yeah, I'll be there in an hour. And then there's a battle when they're completed the job on the pricing. So my favorite aspect of GoPro Plumbers is I'm very clear and open with the cost of pricing for the first hour. Some calls come and they may feel like they could be an hour, and they're 14 hours. So when I ID a certain call, first of all, you should just make sure the person gives you a rough estimate prior to arriving. This is thanks to technology and media now, I always request, if I'm going to a service call, I request a civic address, their full name, and a photo of the situation prior to going, so we can prepare to have the correct parts. Because there's so many different makes and manufacturers, and that saves the client. A lot of guys will go to the site and then run around to the wholesaler on their dime, try to fill their day. Okay. So for me, it's just open, honest, clear communication. Get an estimate. Often the times you can't for small calls get estimates like say, and if it's an hour call to drive there and estimate it, and then that doesn't financially make sense for the plumbing company. But I do that through communication through text.
Okay, now it is easier to send you a picture.
And then they know my price. They have the choice to say, too much, I'll do it myself. Yes, thank you, come. And then they also know if we run into 4 or 5 hours, they know the cost per hour and the way we're going to approach the situation. Okay. So we like to give a clear view, and I wouldn't accept. A lot of guys, people are timid to call for the plumber. They don't understand it. They're obviously stressed out at the time. So the goal is to get a clear picture for them and make sure that the plumber's working hard to be efficient, cost effective, and keeps the communication with you. Doesn't shock bill you at the end with something, an argument, and then dominate an amount of money that was not negotiated is the saddest one.
Okay. Now, just full disclosure here, I don't get any money from this interview. As a matter of fact, I have to pay Matt for his job. So just I receive no benefit from this one. I just do it for my channel. That's all. Okay, now, if that is the case, so what happened if there are some jobs that you think, oops, I can't handle?
Oh, well, thanks. There's another great question. There's an enormous amount of specified plumbing divisions inside of what the average human thinks are plumbing. Yes. So like wells and pump work are a really specialized trade. In the rural communities, those plumbers are quite crafty at being able to do a lot of different things. In the city, most wells should be done by well drillers. Water pumps on those systems are typically, in a lot of cases, are done by professionals that do wells day in, day out. Okay. Some plumbers can get through the average, and a lot of plumbers are brilliant and they can do that too. But the question there is, so if I go to a job, an idea job that I, first of all, am thankful the client calls us. So as I go, I get a bit of information before. So if it's right out of my realm off the bat, I'll simply connect them with quality people that are specified in that trade. Okay. That part of plumbing. Because there's plumbing, there's heating, there's wells, there's septic inspections, which technically is usually done by inspectors or septic field installers, completely different. Some people think they're plumbing trade. So, yeah, if I can't do the job, I will work as hard as I can possible to get them the right people to handle the job that's there. Okay. And yeah, that's the friendliest, most peaceful way. Yeah.
So rather than you say, oops, doing something that I have no idea what I'm doing.
No. And then you can't build a person. Some people do that. They take on jobs they can't comprehend, and it's a disaster. And then people, they argue and fight, and they get a bad name and bad. Yeah. No, it's important to make sure that the person they hire looks like they know what they're into. And yeah.
Now, and also, I know since you set up your company and all that, how to spot any, I call it shady operators?
Well, we get a lot of calls. We know, and the city's small, so we get a lot of calls repairing work that was done really that poorly, and it's created damage. So natural instinct, go with your gut. Sometimes people panic and they call and they just take wherever they can. But most warning signs are quite visible prior to the work being started. If they're showing up with no tools or with a car and they're coming in and they're stressed out and they don't understand and they're asking questions, if they're not kind, if they don't ask the questions prior to arriving, oh, what are you up to? How old is your home? What is the issue exactly? Because a lot of people might not convey the exact issue.
Okay.
Some people play tricks, try to rip you off and trick you into saying one thing happened, but really you have to investigate the other. The things to look for is always do reviews on the company that you hire. Friends, referrals, and communities are always very healthy.
Okay.
And if your instinct feels the person's not proper, you don't owe them anything until they've completed the job to your standard.
Okay.
So that's a great question. I like that because often we're called to sites where the work's been done terrible, and I'm doing one right now that's probably $12,000 fix of a job that was already $8 to $15,000 done wrong, and that's just a horrible thought, but it's a true story.
Okay. Yeah. May I add one thing?
Yeah, please.
If any plumber, actually any person, try to say, okay, I do the job if you can pay me cash, not on the books.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to run a reputable company, and here's my thought on that. If you are a citizen in the community and you have a health issue and go to the hospitals, that's what taxes and all legit people pay for. And even though most people complain when they go to the hospital, we should be very thankful because of the quality service we receive. And even if you wait 2 days, you're going to be alive or get better health direction to stay alive longer. So that attitude is a warning sign, number one warning sign, someone trying to avoid doing things legit and honest. That's another great question.
Okay. I'm hoping that I will see more of this kind of interview, what to avoid and all that later in my channel.
Very smart.
So today I'm going to end it right here.